What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk all things major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and much, much more. I'm your host, Chris. Today, we have our live podcast where we talk your guys' things, whatever you guys are interested in. We're going to hit it up, and we're going to have a good time. Let's see. 3 o'clock. Watch live now. Cosmic Culture, DC versus the MCU. Who you got live on Culture Catch Up? Hey, The View with Drew. What's going on? How you doing today? Risky Pins, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Everybody early. Let's go. Brianna, yo. Let me turn this one private. Save. Live now. Done. All right, we're in. John. What kind of question is that? MCU beats DC all day, although Superman might give them some problems. Hey, yo, Alley Cat, how you doing? John, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Nothing against the DCU, but for me, Marvel is where it's at. What's up, party people? The Hamilton, how you doing? Imagine DC versus Marvel versus Star Wars versus Power Ranger and much more. Imagine. That would be a true multiverse of madness, would it not? MCU all the way. DC needs their OW, their own version of Kevin Feige. Absolutely. In fact, they're looking for one. Now that it is Discovery Warner or whatever the new group is, they are actually reorganizing everything. So we're going to have to wait and see. You thought I'd stop in. MCU wins. Snapped away, the official hype man of the stream. Thank you so much for joining. All right, off to work. See you boys. Have fun. All right, snapped away. Goodbye. How sad. Thanks for stopping by. DCU not in the game for a while now. Well, you know, there's many schools of thoughts here. And I think it's interesting. And we don't have to talk about just this, guys. We talk about whatever you want. I just needed a title and a thumbnail. But you could talk about how the MCU kind of runs circles around the DCEU as far as quality of movies and characters. But you can also talk about the characters individually. Could Superman beat Captain Marvel, since they're paralleled? Would Iron Man beat Batman? Those are the questions you have to ask yourself. It's Warner Bros. Discovery. Thank you, Bats. Appreciate it. Who do you think would be a good pick for Ghost Rider in the MCU? Any thoughts? Ghost Rider 1 and 2 versus Nick Cage. You know, I always thought Keanu Reeves would do it. But now I think he's a little old. I mean, Keanu Reeves literally owns his own motorcycle company. But it's just been a long time, and I just don't know if we'll actually end up getting that. So I don't know who could do it in his place. I guess a lot of people want Norman Reedus to do it. We'll have to see. Batman was the best movie I've seen in a while, right next to No Way Home. The Batman was fantastic. Batman was very, very well put together. I 100% agree. So isn't there Icarus Marvel's answer to Superman? I don't know, because Icarus isn't... I would say Captain Marvel. I would say Captain Marvel is the answer, personally. I guess Icarus is very similar, but I would say probably. Thor versus Superman, and Thor will destroy Superman and Wonder Woman. Well, let's do it for instance. Let's do Batman and the Flash versus Iron Man and... I'm trying to think. Like, what would be an equal version of the Flash from, like, the actual MCU that we know? We could say Captain America. The Flash and Captain America. When are we going to get the MCU Doctor Doom in the future of the MCU, Chris? I'm hoping we'll start getting references to him in Wakanda Forever, actually. I'm hoping that's the case. I don't think he's that far away. I think we're going to start getting some references. But I think at first he shouldn't be a bad guy. I think he should be a friend to the Fantastic Four, and then something goes bad. I think that would be cooler. I think that would be a more fun way of doing it instead of just off bad guy. There is no off topic. This is Culture Catch Up. We talk about whatever you guys. This is your guys' podcast. Live, where we answer your questions. Nothing's off topic. Epiphany, how are you doing? Every day I wake up, then I stay there, When are we going to get the MCU Doctor? I read that one. If an Avengers team happened between Wolverine, Spider-Man, Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Blade, Punisher, Thing, Fantastic Four, it would be cool. That would be super, super cool. Sad fact, Daybreak, makers of DC Universe Online, has canceled their Marvel MMORPG. Well, crazy. Hyped to see Christian Bale as Gore? That's awesome, Logan. Quicksilver, that's true, but I don't feel like Quicksilver is really a prominent character in the MCU right now. I'm trying to do like the movie things and try to do like big characters. The Flash is a big DC character. Quicksilver is not as big right now for the MCU. Harley Quinn versus Deadpool? Nah, we couldn't handle that. That'd be too much fun. The MCU has made great movies while the DCEU reboots the whole thing with the Flash. Yeah, I personally, and I've talked about this a lot on the channel, but I sadly think that DC needs to completely start over. And here's how you should do it. You get rid of everything. You drop the Black Adam movie. The whole thing starts with the Batman, right? He's in his early years as Batman. This is like his first and second year. So there would be no reason for him to collab. It's his origin story of sorts. You know, they're telling us where he comes from and where he's going. So the Batman is part of the new DC universe. Shazam has never officially been in the DCEU. They've hinted at it, but the Superman never had a head. You know, stuff like that. So you reboot Superman. You do a completely new Superman. You keep Shazam. Black Adam can be in this new universe as well, since his movie's coming out just now. And then you just have to get a new Aquaman, a new Wonder Woman, a new Flash, and completely start over and do it right. Make their own movies. Make a Cyborg movie. Make a Green Lantern movie. Start over completely. A completely new Superman movie. And make it work from there. So you already have Batman, who everybody really enjoyed. Really enjoyed this Batman. And he's going to grow up, and you know what? If he decided, hey, I'm going to just get super jacked and be this intense Batman, go for it. You know, he has the future ahead of him. He's just a boy right now. But that's how I think they need to do the DC universe. Just completely start over. You have Shazam, Black Adam, Batman's already out there, and go from there. That's my opinion. That's what I would be doing if I was in charge. It's not going to happen, but that's what I would have happen. Wanda will kill DC. Wanda is a powerful character. This is accurate. Zack Snyder made the greatest DC movies of all time. Thor is the strongest MCU character. Ooh. See, there's lots of arguing about who's actually the strongest and who would be the most capable. I think the argument right now is that it's Wanda. It would be cool to see Michael Keaton's Batman again, though. Not just for The Flash, but Batgirl as well. So they've done their first early screeners for The Flash. Very early screeners. And everybody's saying it's fantastic. So only good things being said about the Flash movie right now. Which is good, because I want them to succeed. Epiphany says, look, they've rebooted the Fantastic Four how many times? 2 in more modern times, so they can reboot the DC universe. I agree, and I think they should do it. They're just not going to. They don't want to get rid of Gal Gadot. They don't want to get rid of Jason Momoa as Arthur. And that's the problem, is you can't keep half of them and get rid of the rest of them. You need a real reboot. Even if they restart everything, which actors must reprise their role in DC? You know, I don't know. I haven't necessarily thought about that. But there are actors out there who could do it, you know? There is somebody out there that can play an amazing Superman. There are people out there that could play a perfect Aquaman. I love Jason Momoa as Aquaman. It's nothing against him. His universe just failed. Thoughts on Daredevil 2003 starring Ben Affleck? Not very great. Thoughts on Miss Marvel? So I've seen the first 2 episodes of Miss Marvel. Thanks for asking. And I think it's fun. It's definitely geared towards kids. There's this whole element about it that it's like, I'm older. I went to high school a time before everybody even had phones. You know, I didn't have a phone until I was a sophomore or junior in high school. I think I got my first iPhone when I was a junior in high school. You know, kids going to kindergarten with iPhones nowadays. So things have changed. You have kids in high school with 500,000 followers on TikTok. And that wasn't really something that happened with us, you know. And that's why I'm a YouTuber now and everything. Like, that's what I do for work, and it's fun. But when I was a kid, there were no YouTubers in my school. There were no TikTok sensations in my school. People doing dances and social media wasn't as pressing as it is now. So that's a big part of, you know, this series is there's some people with a lot of followers on TikTok, and she really likes the YouTube scene, the main character. And this whole idea of Comic-Con and popularity that has changed from when I went to high school. And I think it's interesting the way they kind of play that off. There's also a lot of elements of, and the writers even recently came out and said this, the across the universe, you see a lot of that kind of artistic style live action in the episodes, and that's really cool as well. Like they do the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse or whatever it's called, with all the popping bubbles and the bright lights and everything. And the writers have confirmed that that's just her imagination being brought onto the screen, and they do a really good job about that as well. And then, of course, there's tons and tons and tons of connections, references, callbacks, Easter eggs, tons of them, which is always fun for Marvel fans. It's very, very cool in the way that you're feeling that. So yes, it's very, very much more for kids, maybe, than, you know, Moon Knight and all these other things we've been watching. But that's okay. It's different. It's fresh. We've gotten, you know, the dark shows. WandaVision was pretty dark. Moon Knight was pretty dark. Multiverse of Madness was dark. I'm all right with something a little different. Am I allowed to give a rating for Ms. Marvel based on the episodes I've seen? Yeah. The problem is I don't like rating Marvel shows like that. I don't personally. I'll compare it to other ones. Like, I think I liked it more than Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but not as much as Loki and Moon Knight. Thanks, Shakal. Thank you. No, I said that wrong. Shakal. Gamal. Gamal. I'm butchering your name. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Ms. Marvel. It's gonna be fun, guys, but it's not what we've been getting. It's a different flow. It's a whole different show. Alex Ross talked about the DC heroes like they're like gods. They're OP and the villains are OP. But let's be honest, I prefer Marvel. But Batman beats everyone. But talking DCEU, MCU, that's a different story. You know, my problem with Batman. I love Batman. I have a poster of Batman right here. Batman is the coolest DC character. But my issue with Batman is, look at what Iron Man did versus what Batman did. They're very similar characters in the sense that they're very rich, you know, tragic story, their parents are dead. But look what Iron Man was able to accomplish with his money and his genius versus what Batman really does. You know, Batman wears, you know, a Kevlar suit and shoots some batarangs and stuff. Like, Iron Man literally flies and has a computer and a legion of robots that follows him around at one point. Iron Man flies into space and flies wherever he wants and creates all of these weapons. That's my issue with Batman. Let's be real. Batman's cool. He's dark, he's mysterious, and he's hurt, and he's a billionaire, and that's cool. But look at the life that Iron Man, Tony Stark, and Batman, Bruce Wayne live. It's the same story, but one just did it better. I'm a big fan of the MCU, but I believe the DCEU characters would win. We'll never know, to be completely honest. I wonder if Hulk will go Maniac in She-Hulk series and where will our Hulk stems from that. I hope that that's the case. That would be super fun. We don't really seem to know who the villain of She-Hulk is. I mean, in my opinion, if you look at it, name one way that Batman's better than Iron Man. Do you think a villain versus villain movie would work? Yes, I think that would be so cool. Imagine if we had like a Doom versus Kang movie. Would you guys not absolutely love that? And then the heroes are kind of there in the background, but it's about Doom and Kang going against each other to own the multiverse or some crap like that. That would be sweet. Are we going to see many cameos in Secret Wars, or should we keep expectations low? In Secret Invasion or Secret Wars? Because they're two different things. Hello, Chris. How are you doing? Is it true Hawkeye will get a season 2? It seems like that's the plan. It's not been officially confirmed. Do you think Kevin Feige will recast and reboot the upcoming, still definitely eventually MCU mutants in the future of the MCU? Yes, I do, 100%. Who's my favorite Marvel character from this year? Oh. Like new Marvel character? Probably Moon Knight. Doom versus Kang. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Doom versus Kang will be cool. And imagine it's just like the two of them up against each other trying to take over the entire multiverse. Like, that would be sick. The villain for She-Hulk is the bad guy from Edward Norton Hulk film. That was the long series. Yeah, I don't think that that's the bad guy, though. I think that's a bad guy, but I don't think that's the bad guy. You know, like they kept telling us for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness for the longest time, Gargantos is the bad guy, and everybody was like, no, he's not. Like, he's just not. So I think that's a misdirect. I think there's another bad guy or something going on in the background that we need to see. We should stop expecting millions of cameos from now on. It only ends up with people disappointed. You know, you got to just have better expectations. Not you specifically. I just mean people. It's fun to talk about potential cameos. And all of the cameos we talked about in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, the majority of them were actually involved in the movie. A lot of them were involved in the movie. They ended up cutting a lot of scenes to put the focus on Doctor Strange and on Wanda and on America Chavez. But I'm telling you, the majority of those cameos, Iron Man was considered heavily. They shot scenes with Magneto. They shot scenes with Deadpool. All of that was something that was happening, and they ended up pulling it out. Teague, Dapes, a lot of people joining right now. Thank you guys, everybody. Teague says, "How you doing, Chris? Unfortunately, I won't be able to stay today, but I wish I could." Well, we always like your presence, Teague. Thanks so much for stopping by. You're my my Star Wars expert, so don't go too far. The Dapes, yes, I made Culture Catch Up. Thank you for joining the Dapes. Always appreciate your presence. Secret Wars is happening, right? I really hope it's sooner than we think. It seems to be the direction. Obviously, there's no confirmation. There's probably 4 people on the planet that actually know whether or not that's happening or not, and Kevin Feige's the man. But they have 10 years planned out till 2032. So somewhere in there, I feel like, yes, Secret Wars is happening. That would be freaking sweet, though. Fans have been saying Henry Cavill, who played Superman, would be a great choice for the Beyonder. You know, he said he wanted to play Captain Britain. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Iron Man has always been my favorite superhero. And about Batman, I hope we see those in movies. Those are comics. After all, one thing Batman is better at is he's the girl's greatest detective. Yeah, and that's kind of his thing, right? Is he's the detective. He's smart. He's good. He's cool. I love Batman very, very much. Yo, Mr. Anderson, what's up? I'm driving, but I'm listening. Good to be here. Thanks, Mr. Anderson. We haven't seen you in a while in the stream. I'm glad you joined. Really wish they would have added Deadpool. It was a huge missed opportunity. You know, there's always room, though, and I'm excited. They were actually talking about Deadpool yesterday. There's a big comment, about will Deadpool be vulgar? Is Disney gonna kind of cut that off, And the writers are coming out and saying, you know what? Disney's been super supportive. So seems like we might be getting a pretty intense Deadpool coming our way. I'm never too far away. If you ever need me, just tag me on Discord. All right, Teague. Marvel got a lot of groups. DC only one group. Well, DC has a few groups. Let's be fair. Aside from John Berthal as the Punisher, how would you rank the actors who played the Punisher? I'm not much of a Punisher expert. I couldn't even tell you what other actors who played the Punisher off the top of my head. So I don't think I'm qualified for that. Speculating is fun, but I learned not to let my speculations become expectations after WandaVision. Well, that's a big part of it, You look at Star Wars. Look at Star Wars, guys. And I'll say this because I'm not scared of the Star Wars fans. And I am a Star Wars fan. They can't enjoy anything. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been an awesome series right now. And Teague, you can back me up or not. The Star Wars fan base is the most toxic group of people on the planet Earth. Oh my gosh, you cannot please them. I'll give them credit. The sequel trilogy, the new trilogy that just came out with Kylo Ren and everything, wasn't great. There were a lot of issues, a lot of holes, a lot of problems, right? It could have been really good. There were a lot of problems with it. I will give them that. All they want to do is complain, though. Obi-Wan Kenobi has been a fantastic, beautiful, and glorious series that tells people what it's like post-Jedi, what it's like to be a Jedi in that time period, the trauma and the pain that Obi-Wan has been going through. He's literally sitting there praying on Luke to be the answer, and everybody just want to be a little bit of whiny babies, and it's exhausting. Disney hasn't said 100% it's rated R. It's going to play like, well, it's pretty dirty for PG-13. That's a possibility, Winter Soldier, but I think Disney knows that Deadpool's a big franchise and people will be disappointed otherwise. So what I think they're going to do is kind of make it its own film. It exists inside the MCU, but you don't need to watch it to know what's going on. I think that's going to be the plan more likely. And then if they do use Deadpool in an Avengers movie, let's say, they'll just clean him up a little bit. And he can even look at the camera and go, I'm in the Avengers movie now, so I have to behave because Disney gonna get mad. Something like that. Just kind of clean the slate. And then he can have his own projects, and he can join if he wants. Obi-Wan series has been amazing so far. Star Wars fans are never happy. Yeah, but that's a mentality. And that's something I don't want Marvel fans to get to. Oh, we were talking, this is disappointing because it's not this, and this is how it should be, and if I were in charge. Look at what Marvel has done. Look at what Star Wars has done. Look at what some of these franchises have become with their universes and the extended Disney World parts and the extended Universal parts. And, it's an absolute glorious time to be a fan of comics, to be a fan of superheroes, to be a fan of Star Wars, and all people want to do is complain. We absolutely can be bad, but a lot of that is strong opinions and not knowing how to articulate thoughts well. Well, you need to know how to articulate thoughts well, Teague. Not you exactly, but if Star Wars fans or fans of anything are going to go into the internet, and have something to say, an opinion, you need to know how to bring that to light. You know, I'm sitting here talking, and I'm not just saying, y'all don't do what good is good because done be good if Star Wars did good. No, I'm articulating my thoughts. I'm sharing my presence. Here's what I think about Star Wars. Here's what I think about Star Wars fans. And it's not, well, I didn't know how to word it. Well, first off, most people trying to word it by being a dick. You know, if your first thought is to go in aggressive and attack people for liking something, you've already lost. Because people's opinions and their thoughts and how they feel about particular things shouldn't be a question of, oh, well, you're wrong because. And then you start arguing, oh, what about the canon, this, that, and the other. It's not good enough for the fan base. These people are toxic. I mean, imagine what they are spreading in their surroundings and workplace. People need to get over their sick minds. Yeah, I think it's more of a personal issue as well. I agree. Nathaniel, how you doing? Ritwick, hello, also. Not saying you're wrong, but it is the internet. It is the internet. But let me tell you what. You're ruining your own happiness. And it's funny because up to this point, Marvel fans aren't that bad. DC fans have everything in the world to complain about, and they still stand by their fan base. You know, I just think it's interesting that a specific group of people, that are particularly fussy. You know, look at what DC has done. They have not done a good job. And I will still have people coming into my chat and defending DC. Saying, yeah, but Batman's really cool. But yeah, Superman was really good. The Snyder Cut's fantastic. Or it's going to get better. It's going to get good. I still believe in DC. Whereas you have Star Wars producing some pretty amazing content. Some pretty cool stuff. Not perfect. And they're still whining. So it's not even, oh, it's the internet. It's a specific group of people who are just unsatiable. They cannot find happiness. You're actually a super soldier, aren't you, huh? That would be sweet. I would love to be a super soldier. You're actually super... Mr. Anderson and Ritwick. Glad you're both here, guys. Glad you're both here. One of the things I love about Iron Man is his armor so colorful, and it's because he likes it. Yeah, let's make it hot rod red, right? That's super fun. I've seen too many people say, don't speculate, don't get yourself disappointed. We love to speculate. People are entitled to their opinions, but they just get too toxic about it. Well, the thing is, you got to remember, it's speculation. I don't work for Disney. I don't know. I know people who sometimes know stuff, and a lot of the stuff we talk about ends up being true. But there is fun in coming together as a community. That's the fun thing about Marvel is you can piece it together. You can say, well, I think we're headed to Secret Wars because in this comic. But at the end of the day, if they're going to change it, they can change it. That would be super, super fun. Super, super, super fun. Teague, we ain't fighting. Don't worry. Don't worry, Teague. I'm just sharing my thoughts about Star Wars fans because I think it's insane that everybody's complaining about Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan's fantastic. And even you've said that Obi-Wan's fantastic. And honestly, you're not as bad as a lot of people are. I know you just know Star Wars very well. So I guess you have a higher expectation maybe for it than other people do. But I don't know. I just think it's it's almost like a social experiment. If bringing a character as popular Darth Vader back doesn't even satisfy you, then what does that say? See, that's an interesting point as well. That is an interesting point. What's up, Matt Connors? How you doing? Whew. Marvel win because of Kevin Feige. You know, it's funny. Warren did a video today talking about how Kevin Feige almost left Marvel to go work with DC in 2010 or 2009, something like that. Imagine if he had. I wonder how things would have been different. Star Wars complains too much. DC a little less, and now some Marvel fans are getting that way. Yeah, Marvel fans are definitely getting that way. I think Marvel fans have been spoiled over the last few years, and it is causing, and I want that to not happen. That's something I'm worried about for Marvel. Not necessarily what Marvel's creating, but the fans' expectations, and a lot of people out there whining about this, that, and the other. Chris, give Chris a huge sponsor. Yeah, give Chris a huge sponsor. Who should sponsor me, guys? Red Bull? I could be sponsored by Red Bull. Oh yeah, and that's fine. I think most fans do, because Star Wars has been this group of super awesome fans for a long time. And then yeah, Disney comes in, makes a couple bad movies, but I don't know. I just think you gotta enjoy things a little bit more as a fan base. And I'm a Star Wars fan too. I actually love Star Wars. Ahsoka Tano, DC sucks, Marvel rules. Thank you for the super chat. Why? Out of curiosity. Why? Do you like MK versus DC? What is MK? I don't actually know what MK is. Red Bull gives me wings. Yo, I got a Red Bull fridge right here already. Oh, I can't get out. Which way do I go? This way. Haha. Red Bull fridge. Pac-Man game. Feige didn't want to leave Marvel. Nightmares playing with us. Everyone fortify your minds. No, he actually did. He did want to leave Marvel because Marvel wasn't willing to diversify. And this was in 2008. This was way early on in the MCU. I should have this great YouTuber called Cosmic Wonder sponsor me. I don't know how much he would sponsor me. I'm trying to get like a real sponsor. That'd be cool. It turns out you need to get to like 100,000 before anybody cares about you as a YouTube channel. I've been doing some research and some work trying to get a couple sponsorships here and there. But you need to have 100,000 subscribers before anybody wants to talk to you. I miss Watch Party, man. No, watch parties are fun. I hope Chris is sponsored. You don't want it really to be one massive one when he feels an obligation. Supporting a product in reality differs from owning someone and mouthing words. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would want to be sponsored by something I believe in, you know, if I ever did. Spoil me, Marvel Forever. I'm 40 tomorrow, and I'll never get enough. Yo, Mr. Anderson, happy birthday, my guy. That's a big one, the big 4-0. It's funny, you don't look a day over 28. But happy birthday. You enjoy that. What are you going to be doing for your birthday? Everybody wish Mr. Anderson a happy birthday, please. Response personally. Definitely agree. Norton's okay. Xbox should sponsor me. Xbox should sponsor me. That'd be cool. Microsoft sponsor. All right. See you later, Chris. Good chatting. Good chatting, Teague, always. Love your opinions, my guy. Thanks for stopping by. I'll catch you later. Hopefully for the next Obi-Wan episode. What's going on this stream? This is the live weekly podcast where we talk all things major movie and television news throughout the week called Culture Catch-Up. You guys bring the questions. I'll help bring the conversation, and there's a community coming together to talk about things they love. So that's what's going on. Happens every Saturday, and we hanging out. The coldest water sponsorship was a product you have used before. Happy birthday, Mr. Anderson. Yeah, it was, and it was a lot of fun. Nathaniel Becker, thank you so much for the super chat. It's my dad's birthday, and if you are in Denver, Mark Fairlin is going to be a meow wolf. I will be in the wheelchair and crutches. Well, I am not in Denver at the moment. But thank you so much for the super chat, and happy birthday to your dad. You can let him know I said that. Rick says, happy birthday, singing 3090 by Jonathan Larson. Tick, tick, boom. There you go. Frisbee golf and baking tomorrow. Super fun. That sounds awesome. That sounds so much fun. Need Audi to sponsor you. Get a car out of the deal. Yo, I would drive Audi R8 so fast. So fast. I would love one of those. One day maybe. Can you watch Parties of the Caribbean? Can you watch Parties Johnny Depp? You know, that would be super fun. Today, a anonymous Disney executive said that they believe Johnny Depp will come back to do Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if that's the case, but they believe that he will. We'll have to wait and see. Nothing against Mark Ruffalo. He was great, but Edward Norton should come back. Yeah, I don't think he will. I think Mark Ruffalo's in for the long hold. What about Cyborg in the DC anytime soon, Chris? No news on Cyborg. I think it's going to be a while. I think they're trying to let the character kind of die off, let the whole issue that happened with Ray Fisher and everything kind of pass, and then they'll move on, yeah. I watched all the Pirates movies last week. Glad Johnny got justice. I love the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I love Pirates of the Caribbean. Guys, if you haven't already, consider hitting that like button, yeah? Who do you think Johnny Depp would play if he joined Marvel? Honestly, he probably, back when he was a little younger, would have made a really cool Tony Stark. Imagine. With Davy Jones returning due to the post-credit scenes, it would be great to have Jack Sparrow face-to-face with him again. Yeah, absolutely. Did you know Ezra Miller will not be recast as Flash? No, they'd have to redo the whole movie, and they're not going to do that. He's staying in this film. I've only ever seen 2 Star Wars movies, Rogue One and the other one I don't remember. I could use a guide on to where to start, though. I'm honestly lost, and I'd like to be a fan. Okay. This is good. Presumably, you already kind of know the majority of the Star Wars story, so I would just say start at Episode 1 in the prequel trilogy. Go through that. Then you can watch the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. Then you can watch Rogue One. Then you can watch the trilogy, the Empire trilogy. And then you can watch the new trilogy, which isn't fantastic, but it's definitely worth watching if you want to be a fan of Star Wars. That's what I would recommend doing. Family is home. Going to take off. Have a great day, everyone. See you all Tuesday. Take care, Winter Soldier. Wakanda with Moon Knight. Yeah, that'd be super sweet. Ezra Miller, the lethal protector of Hawaii Sanctum. Yeah, right? Oh, my gosh. What about Old Man Logan? I bought it on Amazon and can throw a live watch parties. Yeah, that'd be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Liverpool fan can win DC. Liverpool FC can win DC. Maybe. They can't win the Champions League. I've taken my notes. Thanks, Chris. There you go, Legendary Phoenix. Let me know how it goes. Edward Newton Hulk looked pretty scary. Yeah, Edward Newton was a cool Hulk. I don't actually even know what happened there, but I wish that had remained, not. You missed Mandalorian in the Book of Boba Fett? Yeah, because those aren't integral to the Skywalker saga. They're cool, and if you want to watch them, absolutely you can watch them. But they're not really integral. They do talk about and lead into the future. Luke does show up in the Mandalorian. But you don't really need them to. I mean, there's enough I gave them already. Yeah, you can watch everything. The Clone Wars, you can watch everything. But if you're trying to just kind of learn about Star Wars and get the gist of what's going on, start with what I did, what I said. Yeah. Do I think Moon Knight will appear in Captain America 4 movie? I don't see why he would appear in a Captain America 4 movie. I think it's more likely he would be approached by Blade, and that's going to be the connection. I don't think he's just going to randomly show up in a Captain America movie. I don't think that would make much sense. I think more likely, you know how at the end Dane Whitman was approached by Blade? I think Blade's going to go around and make a team, whether it's Midnight Suns or a new version, a retcon version of him, and I think Blade will go and find Moon Knight. I can't remember watching The Empire Strikes Back many years ago at my cousin's house, but I just never got around to the others. Yo, the Empire trilogy is the best. It just is. I love the prequels, but the original Star Wars trilogy is so good. It's just so good. DC must have a plan to handle the MCU. Yeah, I think DC's plan needs to be to not worry about the MCU and to do their own thing. That's the problem. That's the problem with that. Guys, if you haven't already, follow me on Instagram, Chris M. Rosser, and check me out on Twitter at TheCultureChris. Links to both of those are in the description down below. Morbius is coming back to cinemas. Let's go say the words. Yeah, fun fact, guys, I still haven't even seen Morbius. That's my opinion on Morbius. I'm not a big fan of the Sonyverse. I don't think they've done a good job organizing it. I don't think that they've created very believable characters. So, I ain't too worried about Morbius, personally. Why do you think Phase 4 is dipping compared to all other phases? Is it because too much content, or is it because of unclear vision? I wouldn't personally say that Phase 4 is dipping. Personally. I know a lot of people are concerned that they're falling off. It's a building stage. You know? It's a phase where they're recreating a universe. They're finding a new direction. They're leaving the Infinity Saga storyline. They're trying to completely create something new. And it's a slow build, and they're kind of spreading out. And yeah, there's a lot of content, but they're spreading out and they're doing their own thing. The reason the DCEU failed was because they tried to start with Justice League. You know, if you go back to 2008 when Iron Man came out, nobody was sitting there like, well, where are the Avengers? Then Captain America came out. Nobody was sitting there like, well, why aren't they teaming up? Where's the team up? You know, we were enjoying the individual projects. Moon Knight was so good because it was its own thing and it wasn't connected to anything yet. And it will connect. It's going to connect eventually. This is a slow build. You know, picture like this big, huge tree that's about to come. Well, we're starting at the roots and we're going to work our way up and out. And over here is Moon Knight, and over here is Captain America, and over there's Wanda, and over there's Doctor Strange. And sometimes their paths will cross. But I just think it's a slow build, and everybody should just calm down just a touch because we have no reason to not believe otherwise. And the individual projects have been great. Moon Knight was fantastic. Loki was a blast. WandaVision was so unique. Right? So where is it falling off? Falcon and the Winter Soldier? That was interesting, and it was a cool way to pass over the mantle of Captain America, which needed to be done. The problem is people are like, where's Iron Man? Well, Iron Man's dead. It's time to move on. You know? Steve Rogers is gone. It's time to move on. Nick Fury hasn't even been involved for who knows how long. That's what I'm saying. So, it'll happen. Johnny Depp as the Watcher. Yeah, except I don't know if Johnny Depp wants to work with Disney anymore. Fun fact, no woman can become the Iron Man. I mean, they can do whatever they want. If they want to make a woman Iron Man, they will. That's the thing. They can do whatever they want. Remember, Thanos wasn't revealed until the last movie of Phase 1. We need to have patience. Exactly, that boy. Absolutely. This is a slow build. They're trying out a lot of new stuff. They're seeing what catches. They're seeing what people like. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of moaning MCU fans who just can't move on from Iron Man and Cap leaving. Well, then those fans should go watch the Infinity Saga on repeat. Because this is something new. It's time for new heroes. It's time for new leaders. And it's time for everybody to move on. I love Iron Man just as much, if not more, than the next guy. But he's had his story. We don't need any more Iron Man. We need something new. You know? Moon Knight. Miss Marvel. There are tons of characters that are coming our way. Do you think Thor is going to die in Thor Love and Thunder? Because I'm afraid that is going to happen. I don't personally think it's going to happen, no. Is it a possibility? Yes. But I don't think it's an actuality. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Chris Hemsworth still wants to be Thor, and they're going to keep him there. Isn't Pepper Iron Man now? I don't believe there is an Iron Man now. I don't think there is an Iron Man now. I think it'd be cool if Morgan did it in the future. But we'll have to wait and see. Mark Ruffalo is good as Hulk. He's just not as good some other casting choices. Yeah, I like Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. I think he's done a pretty good job being Bruce Banner. And then the Hulk has obviously been the Hulk. The whole Smart Hulk thing, not the biggest fan of. But it seems like they might be trying to get away from that here in a little bit. Seems like they might be trying to get away from it. Fans don't know what they want. If you put Iron Man and Cap back, then you will complain of franchise fatigue. No, I think people just... I don't know what people want to complain about. I'm not much of a complainer. I'm pretty easy to please. I'm not super critic. I'm not sitting there nitpicking CGI. I think the stories have been really good. Name one of the projects that have come out that haven't been great. Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness was incredible. Spider-Man: No Way Home, incredible. Black Widow was not super, super good, but it was a cash grab movie. It came out way after it was supposed to, and that's why it wasn't as fun. We already knew she's going to die. It wasn't very well put together. I'll give everybody that, but that's not related to Phase 4. Eternals was a freaking sweet movie. All of the projects, other than maybe What If, which doesn't even really connect to the MCU, were fantastic. What If was weird, and it was experimental, and people had a lot of fun with it, but it wasn't anything serious. WandaVision, fantastic. Moon Knight, super, super good. Loki, incredible. All the Disney Plus series have been super, super fun. All the movies that have come out have been a blast. Thor Love and Thunder looks incredible. Incredible. Black Panther Wakanda Forever, I don't really know what to expect with this one, but they were throwing a huge, huge problem with the tragic passing of Chadwick Boseman. You know? I really like Yelena in Black Widow. She was definitely my favorite part. Yeah, Yelena was the best thing to come out of Black Widow. And then we saw her again in Hawkeye, and she's fantastic. So the big important thing was Yelena Belova, so we could have a continuation of Black Widow or something of that sorts. And she was freaking great. Star Wars, 100% Star Wars is the most toxic fan base. No question asked. Mr. Knight is your favorite. Mr. Knight was fantastic. Do you think we will get Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer soon? Probably after Thor Love and Thunder. I'm the same. Never been a critical person when it comes to Marvel, and I've always loved. I'm not really critical when it comes to anything. You know, if I say something's bad, then I really think something's bad, because I usually can let go a lot of things. What are my thoughts on the Sony universe? I don't like the Sony universe. I don't even think they should start over. I think they should just give up and give the projects all back to Disney. As much as people like to trash talk Disney, they've done such a good job. And Sony just hasn't. Because they make more money off of characters like Spider-Man. Yeah, the Yelena and Kate team up was an absolute blast. It was so much fun. Absolute blast. If you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Check me out on my socials. Chris M. Ross on Instagram, Culture Chris on Twitter. You can check those out in the description down below. I have a TikTok. I haven't posted on it in a while, but I have a TikTok too, at the Culture Chris. Or at Cosmic Culture. I don't know which one, but the link should be down below. And also, you can join our Discord. The link to that is also down below. Discord's full of people now. We got like 500, 600 people in Discord. Star Trek fandom is pretty toxic, like most Star Wars fan. I am Trek first. And then I've never really got into Star Trek, to be honest. It takes a lot for me to not like a movie. I can usually find enjoyment out of any movie. Yeah, because they're just freaking sweet and they're a lot of fun. Is Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness a successful movie in the box office? Probably. I haven't even looked at the numbers, to be honest. I'm not really much of a box office dissector, but let's look. Doctor Strange box office. Let's see. $677 million. No, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness box office. Let's see. 800 million. It made more than the first Doctor Strange, so yeah. No Time to Die made more than the Batman. Made more than Fast and Furious. Yeah, I'm going to say it did pretty well at 800 million. What was the budget for Doctor Strange 2? The budget was 200 million. So yeah, they've done pretty well. Yeah, no, they've done very well. Made more than the first movie in a pandemic era, which I guess is pretty much over now. The pandemic era is pretty much done now. Big opening. Yeah, no, it was a big dub. It was a big dub. The budget, massive dub, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Multiverse of Madness in Theater X. Did you like it? Did you like it? I don't know if I would like Theater X. I haven't tried it. What are my thoughts on the new Batman? Super fun. They should completely start over DC, and he should be part of it. Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man is a great casting choice. Yeah, he's a great Spider-Man. He does a really, really good Peter Parker. Top 5 MCU films. Avengers Endgame, No Way Home, Avengers Infinity War, Shang-Chi, and Thor Ragnarok. Have I seen the new Top Gun yet? I haven't, but I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I should probably get out and see it soon. But I also want to see Jurassic World. And I also want to sleep at some point, because I have been so busy. Loki is not in Thor Love and Thunder. I don't believe we will see Thor and Loki together for a while. Good day to the land of the ending of a story coming together. Over 20 plus movies is just an incredible feat. And I'm enjoying what they're putting at now with these new phases. Thank you, Madago. Madago. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat, my guy. And I agree. What they've managed to do is incredible. And if we're whining about anything else, it's just like homies. Come on now. Top Gun made 125 million. Well, in its first box office, I think Doctor Strange made 300 or something stupid like that. So it's the biggest grossing movie of the year so far. Yeah, 300 million in 2 days. Its budget was 200 million. So yeah, very, very good news. Absolutely, Ritwick. Thank you so much for helping look that up. Harrison Coxick. I read your thing, but I didn't realize it was you. How you doing, Harrison Coxon? You know what I'm waiting for? Percy Jackson. That is going to be so good, guys. I think that's going to be a real dub. Monkey, how you doing? Eventually, it'll be broken just because of inflation. Movie tickets are going to be like $45 to go watch a movie. I think DC needs to make movies like Matt Reeves. Oh, yeah. Matt Reeves is a genius. He was incredible. He did such a good job. Do I think... What's MCU's future? Well, they have 10 years planned. Kevin Feige said they have 10 years planned, so out to 2032. Come September time, we're going to know probably Phase 5. They're going to announce the new movies, the new projects. That's probably going to be X-Men, Fantastic Four, Deadpool, and maybe a few sequels, a new series coming out. If we're getting Hawkeye 2, Falcon and the Winter Soldier 2, Loki 2. You know, we're building back on what we already know, and then we'll be getting new surprises like Nova and a few others. We're going to have to probably wait until that so we can really see the direction, but it does look like we're going towards Secret Invasion or Secret War. Epiphany. That's a good one. In the middle of the night. I'm going to sneeze, guys. 1 second. I don't want to sneeze in the... I'm back. Yeah. Worldwide box office Endgame was something crazy. Spider-Man 3 isn't as bad as people say. Yes, it has problems, but it got great fight scenes, and Sandman was awesome. The only issue I have with Spider-Man 3 was the Venom was weird. The way they did Venom was weird. I wasn't a massive fan of that. But there were also restrictions on CGI and budget, and you can't hold Spider-Man 3 to the standard of movies that we're watching now. You just can't. For what we got in the time, I thought it was pretty great. Do you think it's true that fans say with Margie Forever and people who just watch the movie, this will complain more because the movie can never be perfect? I don't know. Pollen issues? No, I just sneezed. Just one big sneeze. I'm not sure what it was. What would you do to help the DC franchise? I've already gone over this, but I believe in it so much that I'm going to say it again. Get rid of everything. You keep Shazam. Okay? Shazam hasn't officially been in the DCEU, which is fine. They have hinted at it, you know, with some articles, and Spider-Man or Superman showed up, blah, 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 but he hasn't officially been put into the DCEU. So take Shazam out. Black Adam can be part of that. Batman, the Batman, Robert Pattinson's Batman can exist in the same universe. Okay? Then you get a new Superman, a new Wonder Woman, a new Aquaman, a new Flash, a new Cyborg. You make their individual projects, their individual movies, and you start over. It will be sad because I like Jason Momoa. I like Gal Gadot. I think they're fantastic in their roles, but that universe failed. Henry Cavill's gone. Ben Affleck's gone. You don't have a Batman or Superman who are your literal headline characters. It's like trying to do the MCU without Iron Man or Captain America. It just doesn't work. You can't recast them. They're the most important characters. Like, imagine if Robert Downey Jr. halfway through said, you know what? I'm bored of this. Finished Iron Man 2 and Avengers 1 is like, I'm not going to do this anymore. What do? You can't just make it a new character. You just can't change actors like that. You lose the cohesion. It doesn't work. You're screwed. You are just absolutely screwed. So, I don't know. I think it's rough, and I think it's sad because we like some of the characters, but it's over. Ray Fisher's gone, Ben Affleck's gone, Henry Cavill's gone, Ryan Reynolds is gone as Green Lantern. Like, all of that doesn't exist. So you need to start over. Take a couple of the characters that you can salvage, like Shazam and his people, Black Adam, who hasn't come out yet. and then move on. That's what I would do. Which action movie villain do you like more, T-1000, Hans Gruber, or Agent Smith? Oh, Agent Smith probably. He's pretty iconic, although T-1000 is too. But Agent Smith, Mr. Anderson. I think DC should keep the Batman universe separate and build it up. I don't think it's an iteration of Batman would work well with the Justice League. With a Robin, however, I think he'd work well. I don't know. I think over time he could turn into what they wanted him to. That's the thing. Iron Man didn't fight in the Avengers and then become Iron Man. He took time to become Iron Man, and then the Avengers movie happened. We had two Iron Man movies before we had an Avengers film. You gotta build the character up. Yeah, the Marvel in 2030 is gonna be pretty crazy, isn't it? Who knows what will be coming at us by then. I feel like they could have done so much with Green Lantern as an animated series. It was great, but they flopped it. Yeah, things are happening. Why did Vader let Kenobi escape the third episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi? Oh, I think a lot of reasons. He wasn't done with him. He wants him to torture him. He wants to make him feel pain. He thinks he can find him. He's confident, arrogant, cocky, It would be too easy to just kill him. So let's let him run a little bit. Let's let him think he can get away. Let him train. I'll beat him. I'm not worried about it. I'm so much better than Obi-Wan. He knows I'm here. He's scared. He's old. He's out of shape. Arrogance. Will the Joker be in Batman 2 and other villains we have seen villains come to the big screen? Yeah, there'll be a few villains, I think, in the next Batman. I think it's going to be fun, though. I think it's going to be a pretty crazy movie. Bum, 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 bum. The Venom films are pretty good. The Venom films are fun. Morbius just isn't one of those movies. Yeah, Morbius wasn't so great. At all. Dude, hey, Chris. How you doing this Saturday? I'm glad you made it, Justine. I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing all right. How are you doing? I'm alive and well. I can't complain. I got to head out to the second of 3 grad parties I'm going to this summer. Have a good stream. See you Wednesday. Take care, Dapes. I'm glad you made it. Vision versus Cyborg. Definitely Vision. Matt Reeves for Punisher. Like to direct a Punisher movie? That'd be kind of fun. Scarlet Witch and the Phoenix Scarlet Witch. I think Anakin is full dark side in Obi-Wan, and Obi needs to get back to his prequel shape and the power to fight Darth Vader. Oh, absolutely. Darth Vader's stronger than Obi-Wan, I think, at this point. But I would just argue and say that's not the case. Always. Werewolf by Night is in post-production. Maybe a trailer at Comic-Con? Maybe. I'd be surprised, though. Do you think it is important for MCU movies to do good in box office for the MCU? I mean, it's important for the company. And they're going to keep making movies if they keep making money. If they're not making money, they're not going to keep making movies. But I don't think it matters to me. I don't care what other people think about a movie. And that's what that is, public opinion. Oh, everybody went and watched it because it was hyped up or built well. Tell one movie what you loved, but the critics' reviews and box office was miserable. I don't pay that much attention to critics' reviews and box office. Land of the Lost. That's one everybody hated. Land of the Lost was a great movie. Batman was bonkers. Matt Reeves could do a solid for Marvel Studios. Yeah, I think he just knows the Batman that well, though. I don't know how well he knows Punisher. I'm sure he could study and learn. But I think he just knows and understands Batman and did a great job creating him. I feel like Qui-Gon Jinn is going to be the one Mega Wish Force again when it comes back as a Force Ghost. Yeah, I hope that that's the case. And I feel like we definitely are going to see Liam Neeson. There's no way we don't. I'm super pumped, though. The Obi-Wan series has been so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. So much fun. Is Miss Marvel more of a high school film? Yeah, it's definitely geared towards younger audiences for sure. Kind of reminds me of something I would watch on Disney Channel growing up, to be completely honest. But that's not a bad thing. Something different. Yeah, we're a little older and it's not geared towards us, so it doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. All right, guys, we're 5 minutes off from 1 hour, and I try to keep these streams to an hour so that people will watch them back as kind of like a podcast thing. So let me know your guys' thoughts about stuff. Throw your last-minute questions out. Let's get that stuff organized. Obviously, subscribe if you haven't, guys. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining. If you aren't new, make sure you like the video, and you can check me out on Instagram or Twitter right here or in the links down below. Discord, TikTok, they're all down there. Go check a couple out. I have not seen the new Boys season or Stranger Things. I'm actually very behind. Thank you so much, Gamal. Why didn't give me Marvel her origin power instead of the wristbands? I don't know the reason, other than maybe he's trying to keep the Inhumans off of the MCU at the moment. Kind of like how Wanda and Quicksilver technically aren't mutants, even though they are. Good day to you, sir. You were using my accent? What's your accent? Wait, what did I do? Mr. Anderson, what did I do? Yo, shout out from Indiana. Thanks so much. When tickets be released for Thor Love and Thunder? I don't know, but I hope soon, and I hope we get a trailer with it. You're already subbed. Well, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yo, one more time, happy birthday to Mr. Anderson. You're Minnesota accent. Oh, I don't know if I could actually do one on purpose. Oh, I am from Minnesota. Or it's very cold in Minnesota. That's not good. It's been a great stream, mate. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Which character do you think Liam Neeson is better as? Brian Mills from Taken or Raul Ghul in Batman Begins? Brian Mills. Definitely Brian Mills is fun. What do you think about Amber Heard future? I think it's irrelevant. I don't think there's going to be much of a future there. I mean, she's still going to be rich and she's still going to be Amber Heard and people are going to pay her to do interviews and stuff. But I ain't too concerned about Amber Heard's future. I don't really care, to be honest. I didn't care about her past. I think we might eventually reveal Wanda and Pietro are mutants. You know, we might do, but at the moment, they're not in the MCU. They're not in the MCU. So I hope there is a new Superman and he gets the classic pants and belt and look back. Yeah, I agree. I would love to see a new Superman movie. That would be fun. Fun for me. We need somebody at the caliber of Matt Reeves to come in and do a new Superman movie. And then start over the DC universe. I'm done with the current DC universe. It's just terrible. Boys 3 is glory. They took it to the next level. I thought they'd already taken it to the next level. I'll have to give it a watch. I'm glad, Monkey. That's sweet. That's sweet. Thanks for the birthday wishes, people. Always ask me to say I have a goat in the boat going to Oregon in my accent. Oh, that's freaking great. I'll have to hear you say that one day. But all right, everybody. That's an hour. Thank you so much for hanging out. Weekly live podcast. We do have watch parties. We're going to be doing Obi-Wan Kenobi and then Miss Marvel at the same time because Disney hates me and doesn't want me to sleep. Dude, I love your content and keep doing great work. By the way, you look like Jesus with specs. Now I don't look like Jesus with specs. Now I look like Jesus with a hat. I usually get told I look like Thor. Thanks, great show. Take care. Have a great weekend. Further, Chris and Alley Cat. Thank you so much, Justine. Appreciate it. Did I see Gotham Knights trailer from CW? Yeah, CW is terrible. Without Superman, Marvel defeats DC. Absolutely. Happy birthday, Mr. Anderson. All right, guys, that's it for me. Everybody have a fantastic week. I will catch you guys on Tuesday night for the watch parties.